I kind of like the behind the screen kind of talk thing.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
has
yeah. It's like,
a
yeah,
different kind of
yeah,
vibe. Yeah.
yep. I dig that too. Uh, Aaron, what's up? You have a question?
So yeah, so with did you generate this move for the game specifically? That's something that like in your
Yeah,
chair you're meant to do with Apocalypse
yeah,
World.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Specific to the apocalypse in question, basically, like you come up with.
Yeah. So like when I ran my first game, uh, it was set in like the Mohawk Valley of New York State, kind of heading into New York City. And I think I literally had a move about trying to communicate with people who have like the Morlock people who lived in the subway tunnels, right? Like, and so like, yeah, you're prompted to make moves for different areas. So like, if you have like an apocalypse, for example, in Fury Road, when they like go across that swamp and like the stilt people are in it,
Yeah.
like there was probably a move there, like if you try to buy something from what the stilt people have scavenged, like, blah blah blah, like, and yeah, I just think, they're yeah, I like having moves, but what I ended up doing a lot is making moves and then forgetting about them. So I was glad I typed it because that helped me remember. And then as soon as you were like, oh, I'm not letting go, I was like, oh, that's what this move was made to do. Like, it was totally made to be like, you're being a petty motherfucker and you
Right,
you
right.
need to stop that shit.
You need to stop that.
Yeah, yeah. So like the game prompts you, and it's pretty easy to make moves. I've got to say, like, that's not what I made wasn't all that difficult, and I find myself making moves for a D&D game, and I've done it for. I did it for a Traveler game, and I've done it for a bunch of things where you just look at different moves in the game and you say, okay, how can I strip this out and use this format.
Yeah.
It's just really, really, really simple. I remember in the very first Apocalypse World book, there was a thing in it where so there was a character. I think there was a playbook called a Chopper, and it was basically like a biker gang leader. And I think there's in like the appendices of the original Apocalypse World, there's a thing where John Harper is like, oh, you can also use the Chopper's gang rules to make demons.
Right.
So like, this is what you would do to use the Chopper's rule to make demons. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. So like there are rules for like using your lab to build something. And I've used that for like making magic items in D&D and all kinds of stuff. So it's a really fun, it's a really fun, borderline addictive. I think the thing that I try not to do is make a move for everything, because I think that can get a little much. But I liked the Old Earth bullshit move, so I was glad.
Yeah. No, that was nice. I like that. Cool. That was a nice touch.
Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, we are. Anything else that you guys want to do before slingshotting to the moon?
I will level with Zephyr and offer the old station as an off point for him.
Yeah, he says, I didn't get off of the Anubis because I didn't want you to ditch me here. So, no thank you.
No thank you.
That's great.
I hate this place. It must be what Earth. It must be what Earth smells like. Body odor and vodka.
I wanted to give you the option.
You can breathe a little more freely here than you can in a lot of places on Earth.
Yeah, he
all
shrugs.
Right. Then we do this thing.
Cool. Yeah, you untether from Old Station, and Riot says, good luck, Anubis. You're welcome back anytime. See, isn't that nice?
That is very nice, Riot. Anubis out. If we have pressurized suits, we should probably put those on.
I think you've got two.
Ooh.
Zephyr can wear mine. My robot
sure?
has to be fine.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
Zephyr like puts on his ill-fitting suit and is like, "Thank you, Luke."
Last chance.
Let's do this.
All right. We run the numbers.
Yeah.
We're on express elevator to hell.
That's right.
Going down.
Going down.
Somebody wake up Hicks. The most quotable movie ever? Maybe.
No doubt.
Maybe.
No doubt.
Very possibly.
And one day, those young whippersnappers won't know what we're talking about.
I know. Oh, I know. I absolutely know. Absolutely. Cool. I think you're acting under fire more than trying something challenging.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, as the Anubis picks up speed, Earth becomes less a beautiful jewel that is forbidden, that is always kind of looming, and becomes the thing that is pulling on you and trying to bring you down to it. Right. Its whole character changes as you zip into the pipe, 5x5, as they say.
Yes, 5x5.
And
is there a part of this that Bastet needs assistance on for some reason? Or
maybe. I won't know till I fail, right?
Do you only do help if that circumstance, like if you get a miss or a partial success and then you want to boost it? Is that the phasing of it, or
you can do it before? You can totally do it before, but
oh, that is true. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't sequence it. Yeah, you can do it before.
I mean, it's a one-seater, so I think Aaron is more interested if there's something specific that Jay wants me involved in. I also am cool to just watch you work.
Right. I think how I'd like to play this is I have some ideas if I fail and need the hit or the bump, right? Because then I'm like, maybe it's about shifting all the weight forward, right? Or something like that.
So if this is cool with you, you're punching in all the nav coordinates that we got from Creed. Maybe the odd beat of sweat thinking about this maneuver we're about to pull. And then I'm just at your ear. If you pass out, I just hold the stick to keep us on that line. That's how this works?
That's right. And I think she stops and she puts her hands down and she turns to look at Luke and she says, "I'm not going to pass out."
Good.
Buckle up. Nice.
Here we go.
I have strap in.
All right. You just want me to roll it? I have cool at +2.
Nice.
And I'm going to pick up an XP after this.
Oh,
so I
nice.
have 2 XP. Yeah. One for the HX roll and then this one.
Cool.
All right. Here it comes. Woo! And there it goes. 4 + 2.
Nice.
Nice.
The Anubis starts to shake. A panel comes off that's near the cockpit, outside, and so you see something come off,
like the shielding on the outside.
Oh yeah, like a piece of shielding, and circuitry is exposed to atmosphere as you skirt too close, and there's a little bit of a fire. And does Loop step up to help, and can Loop help?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
As far as the can,
so I would say we know the warnings we got were two, right? Getting the direction, staying on the line, staying on direction, keeping the maneuvers good, and making sure the engines don't overheat, right?
Right.
So I think maybe the fires are happening because the engines are overheating.
Yep.
Right. And so I think Bastet will yell out to Loop, don't let those fires spread. Keep that fire contained. Keep it down. Right. The engine is overheating.
Cool.
Keep the engines cool.
So I'm doing like damage control as my help.
Yes.
Great.
Because I think she feels like the engines will get us there. The problem is if they overheat, right, before we hit the halfway point or whatever, right?
Sure.
That's the point of failure. Is that?
Yeah. Love it. So you're like crawling around the innards of the Anubis, kind of like putting out fires is basically what's going on?
Yeah, I'm not a ship tech. I think that what this looks like is Lev in Armageddon, like whacking a wrench onto the coolant pump that like isn't functioning right now, like while we're doing this hard burn. And I show you how we fix things on Russian space station.
Right? Yeah.
So what do I know there's the help move, but what is that have a stat that's always tied to it?
Yeah, it's your HX.
Right. Okay.
That. So
that's +1 now.
Yep.
I'll bring the camera down. I roll boxcars. It's numbers. it's 2 6s.
Cool.
So that's a 13 for whatever luck that is.
Yeah, love it. You guys both get +1 HX on your sheet.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah.
On any hit, your help bumps their roll from a miss to a 7 to 9, or a 7 to 9 to a hit. So the act under fire is a pretty rough move, right? On a 7 to 9, you flinch, hesitate, or stall. You might suffer full harm, or the MC can offer you a hard bargain, an unfortunate choice, or a different outcome instead. So I need an honest assessment from Jay about Bastet. Mm-hmm. Does Bastet refuse to give up and you bring it to a like controlled crash on Earth, or do you realize this is done? The Anubis cannot take it, and do you pull out and get into orbit damaged, and you'll figure it out from the advantage of orbit?
So when I built Bastet, I was thinking hot chick in a car. That's where my brain was. I'm sorry. That's 16-year-old Jay.
Right? Yeah.
And I knew a girl that knew a shit ton about vehicles when I was young, and that blew my mind. I was in love with that, right? So I think Bastet does not give up, right?
Yeah.
She's not giving up on the Anubis.
Yeah.
Right?
Awesome. So yeah, you push it harder, and Loop watches the fires spread and the overheating spread, and Bastet has a really tough decision to make. The decision that Bastet has to make for the first time in her life, which is water or land.
It made me snort, man.
These are your choices.
See, I want to say water because there's probably nobody out there, right?
Right.
But can we rewind a half a step? So you got the 7 to 9.
Yeah.
And your hard choice there, Judd, was stop but stay in orbit, or keep going and crash.
Yeah. But bring it to a controlled crash where you can make some choices, like water or land. Like, I might have really messed you guys up and like dealt out a bunch of harm and totaled the Anubis if it was a miss.
Right.
But now I think the Anubis, there might be something there to salvage, depending on where you land. And
does Bastet's I know it's not combat, but does that move that Jay picked come into anything as far as the state of the ship? What is it? Combat driver? Is it?
Yeah, it reduces the harm the vehicle takes, and I can increase the harm I dish out.
Got
it. So that might have saved it if you had crashed.
Right.
And you might be in less trouble now. Yeah.
Right. So I will choose land.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. I can't imagine the panic someone must be feeling who grew up in low Earth orbit with this thing called Earth looming over them, and then suddenly, like, it comes up on you. Yeah. I think I didn't. I made the Earth as a threat, and I didn't write this move down. But I think the move I should have made was when you crash land on Earth, open your brain to the psychic maelstrom. I think like this is where the psychic maelstrom is, and so like as you folks crash, the waves of energy from the trauma of human near extinction override your brain. And I don't know what the psychic maelstrom exactly is going to look like. We'll see. And I'll ask you folks some questions, and we'll figure that out. But Jay, or both of you, why don't you make rolls to open your brain to the psychic maelstrom? Roll plus weird, both of you.
All right. My weird is 0.
I have a -1. I got a 5.
Yep.
I have a 5.
Okay. Holy shit.
You're welcome, Judd.
Yeah. Loop, you come to and you don't know who's in the front seat, but you know it's not Bastet. And the ship is crashed in an airfield somewhere. Bastet found a flat piece of ground, and it was an airfield. Like, that makes sense. They're all over the fucking place, and you can see the furrow in the earth. Holy shit, we're on Earth. But like, there's a ringing in your head that you can't quite get rid of, and something's not right. And someone else is in Bastet's seat.
Like in the cockpit, or they're like pouring over the panels. Like
yeah. It's like Bastet has been replaced by someone else. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. If it doesn't make sense, it's because it doesn't make sense. You are hallucinating.
Sure.
Yeah. We're having like a Yoda's cave moment, right?
Right. Do you want to tell Jay what Bastet's seeing first, or do you want me to act first?
Let's have you act first and like see what it is, and then we'll go. Well, I'll cut to Jay.
Yeah, I mean, Loop is nothing if they're not someone that leans into trouble, and so through the probably a few odd pipes or whatever here or there that broke free and are atop me, and starting to get my head about me and see someone else in that seat. Are they conscious?
Yes, they're conscious and moving around a bit. Like you can tell that they're awake.
Yeah, I am going to, let me just see what it's called again. I am going to rapidly deploy my molecular edged long blade from my forearm. And like cleave through the debris that's on top of me. And, I don't know how big the Anubis is, but, if it's 5 steps normally to cross the compartment, it's 2 steps now. And like grab the turf of their hair, and like the sword is leveled. Where's Bastet?
Yeah, and you grab the hair of yourself before the surgery, and it's this young Luna City boy. What was his name?
Lucian.
Lucian Villalobos. Is that what
Yeah.
was that what it was? You grab Lucian Villalobos' hair, and you are in full fucking cyborg killer mode. Blue light is infusing the cockpit, and you scream at him. I think it comes out kind of pixelated, and he puts his hands up. It's like, oh my god, what the fuck are you, Jesus? And we'll come back to you. We'll let you digest that. Bastet, you come to in the cockpit, and the pipe smoke that your dad smoked is like suffusing the cockpit, and you know that like in the seat where Loop was supposed to be, like your dad is sitting there.
So I call out and I say, Loop, I think we got gas floating around in here. You all right?
Loop's got his own things to deal with, kitty cat. Looks like you pushed the Anubis a little too hard, huh?
I think she's reaching, like for a shotgun.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Who are you?" It's not there because I got that pressurized suit on. I just remember
yeah.
But she's reaching for it, right?
Yeah. This is.
And take my dad's face off.
Sorry, hon. You need to make some decisions, and we figured it was better if I came to put them before you. You want to claw your way out of this wreckage, or you want to be done? Most people who crash onto Earth, matter of fact, everyone for the past 50 years who's crashed into Earth, they don't make it up. So you can call it. You can call it right here. You had a good run. That's not what I wanted for you, but it is what it is.
I got to get to Luna City.
Do you?
Well, yeah, I do. I got to get Zeph there because that's his last stop.
I don't know how much is left of Zeph. You just crashed him. You might be able to put Zeph into a soup can. Unless you had some crash foam back there I didn't know about.
Well, I got to get there too. I gotta clear your name.
Let's not worry about me. Let's worry about you right now. What do you want? You want to try to
folks to
you want to try to claw your way off this rock?
Well, yeah, I'm not staying here. There's nothing down here. I'm not staying here.
There are 2.5 humans on it.
Temporarily. Who's the half?
He looks like back at where Zephyr was. He just kind of like. And then we cut back to Loop. Holy shit! What are you?
In a not scolding, but odd to be like angry at a teenager.
Yeah.
I'll like let the hair go and stand up. I'm the stupid fucking choice you made.
No.
I recognize it as myself, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
He
He says, "Are you sure?"
You don't recognize yourself?
What choice did I make that ended up with me like this? Did I get an accident and this is how they put me back together?
No, we thought we were going to be a hero. And after 20 some odd years of blood, I don't think we are that. We are something, but we are not a hero.
Oh, no.
And I think that we haven't really touched on this much this episode, but I think that the memory flare in my, subroutines or whatever you say for robot stuff of the sign up for the mega program.
Nice.
I see that poster.
Yeah.
And some version of be all you can be plus religion bullshit that was
right.
that young Lucian ate up.
Yeah, the poster pixelates and becomes earn jingle, take part in our memory experiment, 2 hours of your time. And you and Loop are like in that hallway looking at it. And he says, I didn't sign up for this. I got my brain scanned for some jingle by the Jesuits.
So I hope this doesn't undercut, and I imagine based on how excited you were about me picking the choice, I don't think that it will.
Yeah.
I think that Loop has been in trouble situations before.
Yeah.
Where whatever the robot equivalent of morale breaking.
Yeah.
And I am going to ping the hive mind.
Yeah.
I think I don't want to undercut the fact that I failed the role. I want to honor that. But I also think that there's enough that Loop has seen enough troubled stuff that piercing through that and trying to say I need help and pushing an emergency button.
I love it. Yeah, you push into an emergency thing. Your ping goes off of a Martian satellite that's in orbit and then pings out into other hive minds. And I think around the hall, you find yourself back in the field where the Anubis has crashed, and one by one, the other hive mind folks are appearing around you, and they say your brain's under some serious distress. What the fuck's going on? Did you take drugs? Are you shot?
I don't think either. I'm probably wounded, but I feel a different kind of gravity than I've ever felt before. The assumption here is that neither of us have ever been to Earth, correct?
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, you guys have never been to Earth. Yeah.
When I've been on a ship, because of our senses, I've been able to, sense something subtle about the rotation or about the burn that has gravity under our feet, and there's nothing like that here. There's just force.
Yeah, I think Saint says you're on Earth. And they all kind of look around, and he says, the psychic plague, the psychic maelstrom is going to get you if you're not very careful. It's going to make you. It's going to try to destroy you.
How do I fight it?
Do you have your psychic maelstrom? He names equipment that would help that you just don't have.
I do not.
I think one of your comrades who got hurt really bad and got brought back from the brink of death says, when I died, I had a hallucination that I wasn't human, that those were inserted memories. It really fucked me up for a long time. So watch out for that.
Yeah, I think that the combo of having seen my young self and all these, what I have for friends and comrades being nearby, I think there's something of a retreat to Lucian there. What things I haven't thought about in a long time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't want to hog the camera, but I think
No, I think as the satellite goes around the Earth and you get your link gets cut off one by one, I think Saint goes to say something like, "You need to be careful," and like flashes out, and it's just you and young Lucian left, and I think we'll cut there for the probably for the game. Jay, I think your dad says Loop is in some trouble.
You're muted.
You're muted.
She says, "How can I help him?"
You could reach out to him, but if it goes bad, it's going to go really bad.
All right.
You're not trained. You're not a trained psychic. You don't.
Oh, so you don't mean like first aid and, "Hey, Loop, how you doing?"
I mean, you're going to have to reach out with your mind. I'll walk you through it.
All right.
You want to try to help Loop?
Yes.
Cool. I think you had +2, right?
Yes. And I got a 9, 7 + 2.
Cool. Any hit? Yeah. So you bump Loop up to a 7 to 9 with the open your brain. What is that? What does the help look like? Like what do you do? What does Loop see that helps them?
So I think Bastet has no idea about this hive mind thing that he does or has, right? I think listening to her dad, I think she enters whatever that vision space he's in with the hive mind. She can't see the other ones,
right?
But she can see Loop, right?
Yeah.
Right, and maybe the other ones can see her. I don't know. That's her call.
Yeah,
but I
that's
think
interesting.
She can see Loop, and Loop can see her, right? And maybe that tells him something, right?
Yeah.
And she tells him what her dad said, that you're in a bad way, you're in a bad spot, and I'm here to help you get back to out of here, right?
Right. Yeah, and I think when Bastet arrives, Lucian disappears. And you wake up in the ship. It's a wreckage. I think it's salvageable, but it probably doesn't look salvageable to you. But like Bastet has made it salvageable, and Bastet is in a coma from having failed to open her brain, and that's where we'll start next week.
All right.
Crashed on Earth.
Crashed on Earth. I like it.
Aaron, I also want to say something about the is Loop human or is Loop a robot who has been given human memories? That was not me making a hard choice. That was me just trying to fuck with Loop and Aaron a little bit, but I am not making any decisions about that. If you like that idea, we can delve deeper. If you're like, no, that's just something I thought in a stressful moment and it's not true, I'm also cool with that. So I'm not I wasn't trying to rewrite your character. I was just trying to trying to Blade Run your shit a little bit.
Yeah. No, of course.
Yeah. What is it saying? Gaslighting is a dick move. Convincing someone that they are a robot is a Philip K. Dick move. So
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought of as soon as you started like describing all this stuff being down on Earth, I thought of there's a scene in Spartan when Derek Luke is just coming up and he's talking to Val Kilmer and Val Kilmer says, in the forest always a sound, in the city always a shadow, and they know that they're going to the Middle East. And he says, what about the desert? And Val Kilmer just says, you don't want to go to the desert.
Yeah. I'm reminded of an article I read that I use in a lot of games about how to preserve your tyrant reign in a Middle Eastern country. And there's like a ton of shit about like, you've got to keep your military generals moving around so they don't gather support and like do a military coup. You've got to be your house and your sleep is guarded by people from your village. So it's like all siblings and cousins, people who are like from your home, who are family, and don't fuck with the Bedouins is like the last rule. It's like, just don't fuck with the Bedouins. It's never worth it. They are not to be fucked with. So I remember that just it reminded me of your desert thing. Love it. I don't think you're in a desert. I picture you guys in a like
event.
Yeah.
Analogy.
No, I get it. I love it. I think we will start there. Don't go to the desert on Earth. Don't go to Earth. And we'll start there next game. I'm curious to see how it goes.
Perfect.
And one last cool spiel for Jay's Substack. I realized I put the link in there, and it was like there's a bunch of other shit in it. There it is. It's easy to find. There's a cool interview he did with Jason Lute about West March's games that is well worth checking out. So go check that out. And I think that's about it. I'm going to end this first I'm going to hold up. First, I'm going to have a thank you for joining us in low Earth orbit. And then so that when Sean looks at this, he'll know when to cut.
That's right.
So there you go, Sean. Thank you for putting this on YouTube. We appreciate you. And I'm going to end the broadcast on that. If you were joining us in the chat, thank you. We liked having you here. And if you are watching this on YouTube, we would appreciate your comments and love to hear from you. So we will see you later. Bye, folks. And thank you, Aaron and Jay. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Thank you.